energy strategy.
Hold the mic a little higher.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to working with the mics. But we're going to talk about energy strategies, efficiencies, and energy production. All right. The basis of everything we're going to be speaking about today, as far as I go, is it has to do with the sun. This is the starting place. Solar electric, solar thermal will absorb our energy from the sun's rays. Geothermal processing, the sun's rays are absorbed into the earth. A lot of people look at it as a solar battery. We absorb that heat and then we look to bring that into our homes and our buildings. And wind energy, that's another thing I'll be touching on today. If anybody's aware that our winds come from the uneven heating and cooling of the Earth's surface. So all of this stems from the sun, and it's important to know the basics there. Okay, energy strategy, becoming more efficient. You'll see across the way here this pamphlet. You should pick one of these up. This is a program here in New Jersey, and New York also has some similar programs. Just by making your building or your home more efficient, you could save up to 30% on your energy costs. We're looking at air sealing and insulating, things of this nature. And when setting an energy strategy, this should be the first step. People come to us wanting to know about renewable energy, and we try to steer them a different direction to start. Let's make our homes more efficient. Let's use the energy that we're using more efficiently. And then we look at energy production as far as solar and wind. There's an interesting stat down here. For every dollar spent becoming more efficient, you can save, that's that 30% mark, $3 in energy costs. Another stat, when you're looking at producing energy, for every dollar spent in efficiency, it would cost $3 to $5 in energy production, that's solar and wind, to displace that energy. So again, this is the importance of trying to become more efficient first in our usage. And I like to say, the most affordable energy is that not used. So let's think of that first. All right, there's a natural effect in a building or a house. It's called the stack effect. This is the airflow through a building. It naturally wants to come in through the bottom, work its way up through our house, and work its way out. What we're looking to do is reduce that. We try to plug in any kind of crevice that we can and slow down that airflow. As the temperatures differ outside, as it gets colder, that stack effect would flow more freely and quickly. And like I said, the idea is to try to stop that stack effect. That's what's robbing us of our BTUs as it comes to our building. We have that cold air coming in, going up, grabbing the heat, and finding its way out through the top. And then here's just a sample of a home. You see places where the air can come in. The outdoor faucets, your dryer vents, along the sill plate, the crawl spaces. All these places are where we get air infiltration. We want to look at those areas and we want to stop that air from coming in as much as we can. And then it'll work its way up through the house. Most of us have had contractors come out to our homes, put plumbing in, electrical in. They'll drill holes through the floors and they don't seal them properly. So that's opening up a channel for that air to flow. So we want to make sure we try to stop that. So from now on, anybody comes out, you make sure they have that little can of spray foam and they're plugging up those holes as they're drilling after they put their service through. And again, it's naturally going to want to flow up. Heat rises, the airflow is going to rise, it's going to grab the BTUs, and it's going to try to find its way out of the house. So we want to slow that down. Now you want a certain amount of airflow through the house. So, but the idea is let's tighten that envelope, and then we can mechanically control that. That'd be the way to go. I don't know how many people here are familiar with a blower door. Anybody ever have a blower door test done? Okay, very good. All right, again, this is part of this program through the state of New Jersey. Right now the state's running a program where for $250 they'll send a state representative out. They're going to put this device in your doorway and it's going to bring the home to a negative pressure. And then this is how we're going to find it exaggerates the leaks in your house. And we'll find out where are the weak points. And then that's how you can start tackling those problems. So they'll go around with a machine, they'll check the pressures in each room, and they'll show you with a smoke pencil that you can see. A lot of people, you stand by your windows, you can feel the breeze coming through your windows. A lot of times it wasn't insulated properly around, or if it's a single pane, you might want to go double pane. There's different strategies for tackling this problem. But this audit will show you that. They'll give you a full report. And the nice thing about the program, I think I actually have a slide. We're going to talk about that in a minute, the program in detail. If you don't have the blower door test, or just one simple method, you take a look at your roof. Obviously, there's a situation going on here with the snow's on both sides melting in one area. There's some heat loss there. And it's just a simple inspection can tell you, what's going on upstairs. Is there insulation moving? Is there no insulation there? Do you have a recent construction that took place where there's some holes coming through the seal and you're driving that heat up to that area? And we want to try to plug that. And again, it could be a matter of ductwork opening up on you. The tapes that they use, if it was improperly installed, could come apart. Now you're losing some of your heat in the attic. You'll see these. This is a balloon framed house. Some of the older homes are framed this way, and they got channelways from the basement right up to the attic. And these aren't plugged. These should be sealed so that airflow is stopped. You'll see the dirt around this outlet right here, this light fixture. It gets the insulation dirty. Dirty insulation doesn't work properly. You want to keep that from happening. Plus, it's allowing the airflow up through here. That should be sealed around. And then the same with pipe work like that. You want to try to close that off to eliminate the airflow. And as I said, the simple methods. Spray foam. You get a contractor in to spray the foams. This is becoming more and more popular because bad insulation, if it's not installed properly, it's not an air sealant. The air will flow right through it. And I'll show you on the next slide. With the spray foam, we're actually sealing off the air from getting through, and then it is giving you R values also. So more and more people are actually starting to go to the foam. Even though it's more expensive, it's going to save you in the long run. All right, and I like this slide because this shows somebody's insulated attic, and you're thinking, oh, I did the right thing. I got this R60 up in my attic, and I'm fine. But it's still cold in my house. Why? And it's this baffle right here. This one has a baffle, but a lot of homes, when you come through the soffit, they have this baffle. So air is going to flow up through here and right through your insulation. So if this isn't directed up over the insulation, you just eliminated the R value of that insulation. So you can have a lot of insulation in your attic and virtually doing nothing for you. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. A lot of contractors back when didn't realize that or didn't pay attention to those things. They just put the insulation in and they weren't concerned with it going properly. And this is something that we can inspect ourselves. Okay, here's the incentives for New Jersey, Tier 1. This is this program here, the Home Performance with Energy Star. Like I said, you should grab a brochure there. Once you go through the program, the $250 is refundable should you move forward with any of this. It's a real good program the state's pushing. The incentive's paid in two ways. One, you can get a low-interest loan. And you'll see up here, these are the eligible measures. Air sealing, insulating, HVAC upgrades, replacement of domestic hot water systems, appliances. These are the ways to meet the measures of the state in order to get funding. And what they're looking to do is one of two things. They're going to give you on the Tier 1 level, if you do at least two of those measures, they're going to give you up to 10%, up to $2,000 in money backs, plus your $250 audit fee. They also make available low-interest loans. You can choose one or the other. 5.99% is the Tier 1. If you happen to get to Tier 2 by doing 3 of the measures, you can get up to 3.99 interest rate on a loan. And I believe that can be amortized anywhere from 5 to 20 years. Or you can get 20% up to $4,000 back. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it takes the edge off, and like I said, it's a nice program helping you get to where the house should be anyway. All right, talking about geothermal real quick, and I'm going to move pretty quick because I have 68 slides, and I just want to keep the presentation going. Geothermal processing is on the efficiency side also. All new constructions, I believe, should be heading this way. Existing buildings and homes, depending on your delivery system and how old that equipment is, that's things you have to consider. But this is on the efficiency side, and what we're doing here, and I like this picture because, we typically as a society look at the surface and we don't consider what, everything else